intro planned on the series. I don't see a point now. They've all seen it. They've all enjoyed it. Yes? There you go. Congratulations on season 3. I was hooked. I think it took me about a day to finish it. I'm sure that was the case for everyone here. You started, you can't stop it. You want to keep watching it. So congratulations on another successful season of Delhi Crime. I'd like to begin with you, Shefali, because portraying Vartika, I mean, wow, you've just carried that. And how? I think from season 1 to season 3. How has it been challenging for you with every season now taking forward this powerful woman character?
One is that when we did season 1, I had no idea that she was going to become so loved and almost iconic. So every time I came back, every time I do come back to her, the shoes just seem to be getting bigger to fill. And I'm terrified of it. But I think once we start, we kind of just try and fall into place. And honestly, I wish I could explain the math to you, but it's just pure emotion. I mean, there is no other way of doing this show besides feeling it intensely. And of course, there is a progress in terms of she has grown, so she's going to react to every situation, every case differently. And yes, there is a core, which, one of the most challenging parts of doing a series is, and particularly seasons, is that you've got to maintain the core, but at the same time can't be predictable. So, but all this maths I'm explaining to you, करते वक्त ऐसा कोई maths नहीं होता. You just go with your emotion and do it.
What is that emotion though? How do you connect with a Vartika? Is it just that you look at it from the lens of this is what a woman is going through? Do you look at it from a lens of this is what a police officer is having to endure? Or do you see the rawness, the realness of the case she's dealing with?
I think it's the rawness of the case and what it requires of her and how much it consumes her. So I think it's that. So she's reacting to the case. It's not the other way around. And of course, by now, I like to believe I know her. So
you are her.
Yes, I talk about her in third person. I have this like, oh, Vartika, kitni mahan hai. Like that, I have this reverence for her almost. But I don't know, I don't really know any other way of doing this show or any other show without completely being consumed by it.
It shows. I think we can all agree that it shows on screen, which is why we're so invested also in Vartika, in her story and in the cases, because it's so deeply troubling also as a society. It reflects what we are honestly seeing around us. Rasika, to you, I think what I loved about your character in season 3 is the growth, right? From season 2 to season 3, how much has changed in her personal life, in her professional life as well. There's a certain innocence in the character, and yet you're thrust into a role that's a lot more demanding of you. It was beautiful to see how you really embraced that character and brought it alive. How did you kind of take in the growth from season 2 to season 3 of that character?
Well, really, it's such a gift and a joy to get to play the same role in different stages of your life, When we started doing season 1 we filmed in January 2018 and now we are in 2025.
Wow.
So it doesn't happen very often. आपकी ज़िंदगी में बहुत बार नहीं होता कि एक ही character आपको अलग-अलग time play करने को मिले. And that's really so amazing because suddenly you feel differently about different things. How you would have responded to things 3 years ago is different from how you respond to it now. I've been shadowing a police officer, real life police officer, since season 1. I first met her when Neeti was a probationer officer in season 1 and she was also a probationer officer. So I went and spent a few days with her. And then in season 2, Neeti got promoted to ACP and she was also promoted to ACP. So I went to meet her again and I said, what a happy coincidence. And third season, she was promoted, but Neeti was not promoted. Neeti was still ACP, but I still went to meet her. So it's been a very beautiful journey to watch her grow, to watch Neeti grow, to watch myself grow. And I think what's been really heartbreaking, but also very special to explore for me is कि नीति एक ऐसी लड़की है जो इतनी आइडियलिज्म के साथ उसने जिंदगी की शुरू की थी.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful and it's very nice to have. It's very difficult to have to see that idealism get compromised along the way, you know, but sort of still maintain your integrity towards your work. So that's been a very beautiful journey for me to explore through these 3 seasons.
Has it been, you know, have you felt conflicted sometimes in how Neeti responds to some situation, saying, "Nahi, aise nahi hone chahiye. She should have responded the other way. I feel she would have been like this."
Oh, there are a million ways that anybody can respond to anything, and one always is sort of confused about how to do how a particular moment will play out for a character, and that's why you have directors who you trust, who allow you to explore everything else and make you feel like you arrived at the decision yourself, but actually it was theirs. So Tanuj did a lot of that with us. But what is really special for me this season is when I called back my police officer. I like the way I call her my police officer. But when I called her back after season 1, मैंने बोला मैं आपको season 2 के लिए मिलने आ रही हूँ. She said हाँ आ जाओ क्योंकि तुम में वो smartness नहीं थी season 1 में जिसकी जरूरत थी. So I said ठीक है मैं आ रही हूँ वापस. So she messaged me yesterday actually after watching season 3, which I shared with Tanuj, and she said, "हाँ अब बात बनी."
Wow.
So I'm happy that finally she is happy. So I feel like I achieved something in this season because the person I've been following and been inspired by has given me her stamp of approval.
She's your harshest critic then.
Yeah, she is. She's not an easy one to please.
Tanuj, to you on, you know, season 3, there are a lot of expectations. Season 1 was a huge success. So many people spoke of it. Season 2 came along, again, roaring success. It's not easy to keep up that momentum. It's not easy also to deal with such a sensitive topic and deal with it with the kind of sensitivity it requires. How did you kind of carefully craft through that?
I mean, there's obviously Delhi crime has a history and a standard, a benchmark we have to live up to. But it's impossible to create forward if you're living with the pressure and the history of the legacy, the weight of the legacy on you.
So you don't think of that at all?
I don't look back much. You know, we like to take what the DNA of the show, matlab the character cores and the conversations and the relationships. But you know, with the way streaming is today, we're in a different era. Meaning, when Delhi Crime was made, it was an independent show. It was made in the prestige era of television. And today we're in the metrics and engagement era. So even what the network requires is different today. It's been 7-8 years since Delhi Crime first came out. So we are constantly looking back, but we're modernizing with what the goals of today's audiences want. And audiences have changed very much. There's so much to compete with. There's so much to contend with. We're dealing with Instagram, we're dealing with phones, we're dealing with video games, we're dealing with... It's not just other TV shows.
But content is content, right? Great content anyway sells. You think so? Like season 1 to now.
That's what I want to believe. But that's not what they're saying to us.
It does, because you saw the cheers for Delhi Crime, right? Irrespective of season 1 to season 3. What do you think has changed though? You know, season 1 to now, do you think the audience idea of what they expect from the show has also evolved?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. I think there's so many kinds of Delhi Crime fans. You know, there's loyalists from season 1. There's new ones that come on and really love what we're doing with season 3. So, but I think the main way we have to evolve is, you know, season 1 was this horrible case, Nirbhaya, and it was you know, done in a vacuum and stayed very truthful to the case. You know, and today we're in a place where Delhi Crime needs to move a little bit more. It needs to have more of a thrill to it. It has to have more pace, and the cases have to have a little more propulsion in them. So, in that way, we've stirred the pot and changed the formula a bit. And yeah.
One of the big messages for me from season 3 was, Shefali, that you have a hero, a woman cop. You have the victims, girl, children, women. You have the villain, a woman, all weaved around the story of women. That, you know, if unfortunately the reality of today's times is that very often women victimize other women because of the circumstances of society. And I think that's such a powerful message to send across in today's times.
You're right. Also, it's the victim becoming the perpetrator. And you know, we're so used to seeing the hero and the villain both being men, that it's a refreshing change to see these two women
And being accepted in this
and
way.
being accepted wholeheartedly. Thank you. And of course, and this, I mean, what is this cast of women? It's just phenomenal. Like, I think it's easily one of the best female ensemble casts I have ever seen. Ever seen. And I mean, you know, like Rasika and me, we used to shoot scenes. We did 3 interrogation scenes back to back, 3 days. And we started, I think, with Meeta ma'am. We started with her. The next day was Khushi. The next day was Shabnam. And every day we were just gobsmacked because they were magnificent and so sensitive and so raw. And I mean, this show, it's heart, soul, body, mind, everything is a woman. Tanuj is an exception. Tanuj and Johan
Tanuj,
are
was there a lot of
exceptions.
pressure then? You know, you have all of these powerful women, great actors, ensuring each of them, they're doing justice, of course, to their roles. So, but ensuring each of them gets that space to also explore their character and show their, you know, might on screen. Was that challenge?
No, I don't direct them. I just let them go. I tell them, you need to fix this story beat. You need to fix this energy in the take. That's it. I don't do much. You know, I win in casting. If you cast well, then you don't have to do much. And it was always my dream to. There's so many talented, amazing, hungry women just ready for the opportunity. You don't need to do much. You just need to create the opportunity, provide it.
I think the pieces just fall together then. But then I wonder, Rasika, wasn't that every one of you were on set? What was it like on set? Were each of you, you know, acting like a sponge for each other?
Actually, this is really a cast, an ensemble cast, which has seamlessly fallen into rhythm with each other. You know, none of us really knew each other before working on this show. It's not like we hang out too much with each other off set either. But when we are on set, it's really quite a seamless creative collaboration. And I'm always stunned by that, you know, because filmmaking is a very personal journey, but also a very collaborative one. And it's very hard to get a beautiful creative collaboration working, and when it doesn't work, it's very, very painful. And this one just worked so beautifully. Everybody knows exactly how to complete the other person.
You know, you spoke of your interactions with a woman police officer, seeing how she works up close and then portraying a similar character from season 1 to season 3. I'd love to know what has been your biggest takeaway of how policing works in general and what a woman police officer endures, goes through. What was your biggest takeaway from what you saw firsthand and what you portrayed?
Well, many. I mean, really sitting at a police station is extremely entertaining and very heartbreaking. You know, people come to a police officer with a very, very diverse issues. Like in the morning, you'll be sitting and listening to 2 neighbors who've had a spat कि मैडम उसने मेरे घर के सामने कचरा रख दिया, आप हेल्प कर दो. वो वैसा भी एक केस आएगा आपके पास सुबह को. And दोपहर में आप किसी मर्डर इंटेरोगेशन में बैठे होगे. So it's absolutely stunning to me it was absolutely stunning to me how she had to take care of so many things in one day, right? So, things which were so diverse and so many different kinds of people. So you really, and all these decisions were important. There was the stakes were high for the people who were involved, and people often come to a police station with a lot of desperation, and they expect that you will take care of them or you'll solve an issue. And so the stakes are very high, the responsibility is huge, and it was just very interesting for me to see how she kept up with it every day. I could sit in a police station, I think, for years just to know more about the society that I live in. You know, it's very, very fascinating, but also very heartbreaking.
It's also difficult, very harsh for a woman. Shefali, I think the series also deals with that, of what it's like to be a woman at the top and a woman police officer at that. You know, you have to give commands to the men and ensure they follow through, which very often doesn't happen. I think that's reflected beautifully in the Madam Sir reference constantly as well. So that is a very tricky aspect, which I think you brought out beautifully also in the portrayal of Vartika. Did you also, like Rasika, kind of, speak to a lot of women police officers to understand what they go through on a daily basis in what's considered to be a male-dominated area?
Well, right at the onset of season 1, I had the honor of meeting Chaya Sharma. She's the one who cracked the Nirbhaya case, as well as Baby Falak. And of course, I met her only for 2-3 hours over a cup of coffee, and I had a million questions, and she was kind enough to answer all of that. I've been wanting to meet her again and again because, I mean, she's a rock star. Haven't gotten down to it, but I have to say that whenever I have a question, she's been kind enough to answer it. And it's, yes, Vartika is a woman in a man's world. And yes, she has power, but there's someone even more powerful above her, always. And she's trying to, she's trying to do, she wants to do her bit, but she has to, so in season 1 and season 2, what happened is she's pretty defiant. And she's pretty stubborn. So she does her own thing. And I think because of that, they threw her out. They just banished her from her place and said, go live in the jungles and don't get out of our hair. And when she comes back here, there is also that thing playing in the back of her mind. That, I don't want to ruffle feathers, but I can't do what I went out to do. And why I became a cop in the first place. So all of that. Also, like me, or Vartika also genuinely believes she's as good as her team. And she loves her team. Also, I think one of her strengths is that she knows exactly whose strength is what. And she allocates accordingly. So, and like Rasika said, it's such a beautiful team. Like we met a day before season 1, we shot season 1 and we'd never met before and we all just fell into place. But I don't think she even gets offended anymore with Madam Sir. I think it just comes out of a certain sense of warmth and admiration, and it's almost like an endearment. It may have started, also see, we can pick feminism things in every possible way, but I think she's just interested in getting her work done. It's like, I don't care.
Which I think is the reality, right?
Which is the reality. And it's like,
most women out there are like, let's just get it done.
Yeah, let's just get it done. I mean, I don't have the time to indulge in this. And now it's almost become a term of endearment. And I very proudly own it. I love it.
You love it.
We reclaimed the title.
Yes.
So I think in reality also Madam Sir would work.
I love Madam Sir. I just think she's too good.
Tanuj, when you talk of the police force in India, and while this talks about the hardships the police officers face, how challenging it is for them, look, it's also deeply flawed, many would argue, that there are flaws in the policing system that also need to be addressed. Did you kind of seek to actively balance that out and also show that, portray that in the series?
Yeah, we look for places where it serves the story, where it helps the story first and foremost. I don't think we actively look for the critique of that or even to highlight independently. The story is our dictates all. So if you see season 2, there's a much more introspection from the police as they've rounded up so many DNTs and they've realized they're going about policing in a very indiscriminate and aggressive manner. And there's a point in episode 3, Vartika stops and says, we've been going about this, or we messed up as the police. So there's that admission. In this season, because it's such a chase and it's such a race against the clock to find these traffickers and to find these girls, there's not as much time to do these kinds of critiques as much. We're keeping our eye on saving the victim, but at the same time, the system is very flawed. As hard and as difficult as it is to be a police officer in India and all over the world, and many jobs, totally. Every job, everything from every industry has its flaws, But this season, I think we approached it a little less, but it's on the table always, and maybe going forward even more.
One of the highlights of season 3 is also that you have Huma Qureshi on board, right? And she's absolutely fabulous. She's amazing in the series. Yeah, I wish she was with us as well. And Tanuj, what was it like to have Huma also with you on season 3? Tanuj is like, who? What?
Huma. Huma's great. She's great.
Brilliant, right?
She's great. She's a force of nature. She's a beast, you know. She has this towering, imposing figure, and yet she has so much, so many fresh ideas and so many instinctive places to take the character. She's a very intuitive actor. We do our research, we do our homework, but she's also allows the character to find her quite often. And, you know, what I loved about the way she played the character this year, she wasn't mustache twirling or doing a lot of highly theatrical indicators that she's the villain. She just took up her space, imposed it, let the action, let the writing, let what she was doing really play her criminality, play the villain, and it almost made it more creepy because she has such a disgusting plan, and yet she's going about life in this sort of composed, distinguished way. Yeah. You know, and just beyond acting, I mean, she's a good, awesome person. We've become very good friends. We've all become really great friends, and to see, especially Shefali and Huma, who had to be villains and antagonists and protagonists in the show, how good friends they became on set, actually, and how much they've helped each other's performances. I think our scene at the end, especially, what I love is when actors are very generous in helping each other and giving energy to each other while they give lines. And while they're playing a contentious scene, they're really working together beautifully. So hats off to Huma Qureshi. Let's give her a round of applause. She's just having a moment right now.
Yeah, and I think it shows. You have a powerful protagonist in Vartika, and then you have a powerful antagonist in Badi Didi, as she's referred to in this series. So, you know, squaring off two powerful women characters like that, it's also challenging then for the main lead, because here's a fresh character. Everyone's curious about her. Everyone wants to know more about her. And yet you have to not just hold your own, ensure that the character that you're portraying has evolved beyond the previous seasons. Was that challenging?
But it's not a popularity contest. I mean, it's her space. If the force in front of her wasn't so strong, her need to fight it wouldn't be so aggressive. And as an actor, and I'm not just saying this because it's the right thing to say, but I cannot begin to tell you what it means to have a good actor in front of you. It's just amazing, because you're just feeding off each other. And the highlight, and also, you know, all the women on this show, they're extremely gracious. They're very, very gracious women. So, if there is a moment where I'd feel, no, this is Rasika, you know, she needs to do this one, not me, or the other way around, it would happen. Because I think all of us were working with the show in our mind as the larger picture, rather than standing up individually and saying, I'm going to prove myself and say, I'm the best in this show. That is not what any one of us do, and that's not what Vartika does with her team. And honestly, it wasn't intimidating. When I got to know she's doing it, I was so happy. And like I said earlier, every time I met a new character, I was just like, oh my God, how brilliant is she? So it's been a treat. It is an absolute treat to work with good actors.
You know, it's amazing to hear that, because very often there's an attempt to create a narrative of insecurities in the industry. And it's so good to hear that no, it doesn't exist, because very often the idea is to say that women particularly are insecure. So I'm glad, you know, you've put that out there, and we can end all of that talk. But Rasika, speaking of Huma's character also, this is what I was referring to earlier, that, you know, the story that comes through is that she's a victim of, you know, the own circumstances that put her there. And it's interesting because you actually feel bad, right, for the villain by the end of it. You feel a bit of sympathy. And for women particularly, you go through this phase where you feel that, look, she had to do what she did, or maybe she did. And it's disturbing, you know, to think that you're almost justifying, in a way, something as serious as a crime as she was committing.
I think what was really moving to me also was that the oppressed becomes the oppressor. And like you said, and the cycle of oppression therefore continues. And this is the power of fiction. You know, this is the power of fiction, that you can, without justifying somebody's act, make somebody who's watching a show empathize with them nevertheless. And that's the beauty of storytelling. And that's what I think Tanuj and Huma have achieved very beautifully by doing this. So I was personally very moved by that aspect of the story, and it's a very important part of the story.
Can I just say also, when I was watching the series, I was very scared they were going to kill Neeti.
Sorry?
I kept feeling it in every episode that they were going to kill off Neeti, and I was like, no, I hope
no,
they
no,
don't.
that's not happening.
Thank you for saying that.
That's never.
Thank
Why?
God for
What?
that.
Where? Which?
No, thank you for saying that, because the only two
The
people...
time when she went alone, I think to Rohtak, I felt it. I was like, no,
So the
this is
only
going to
two
happen.
people who've said that to me is my husband and my mother. So you're the third. So thank you.
I totally felt it. I said, no, don't kill her. I really like her. So yeah,
Thank you.
I think there are a whole lot of audience questions. Yeah, we've got hands up. Can we get the mic first to the gentleman here, please? Yeah.
Hi, Tanuj.
Go ahead. We can hear you.
So, I have got two questions which I'm going to club in one. First, did you happen to meet the first-hand witness of the crimes that are being covered in the show? That is one. Second, I'll just talk about the scene in the show. Anurag Arora and Gopal Dutt visit that lodge, and that room has got blood stains on floor, on walls. That moved me. It filled me with disgust, and I think that's what you intended us to feel. Yeah? So, you might have done your research about these things. I'm sure you might not have met the people who are involved in the crime. However, did it move you? Did it hurt you? And you wanted to do something about it? That's my question.
Yeah, you know, when we do crime, Delhi crime is known for its crime scenes, actually. We do a lot of research into what they should look like and how they should feel. And, you know, to be honest, we don't know what it's going to feel like until we get into the edit and add the music and add the pacing and the story brings you to the scene. So while we're shooting it, it's very technical. You know what I mean? Is this blood red enough? Is the khana laid out, you know, properly? Are the photos appearing? You know, it doesn't get emotional. It's very surgical. And then when you look back and you edit it, and then you see the music come in. I remember the first time I saw this scene, I was like, that feels like a real crime scene, you know. But it doesn't until that moment in the edit.
No, I think it gave everyone goosebumps. Yes, the girl here in the front row. I'll come to you, ma'am. Yes. Yeah, right here.
Hello, ma'am. Ma'am, Shefali ma'am, I really want to say that I adore you from my core.
Thank you so much.
I just love you, and
Thank you so much.
And ma'am, the way you express every minute expression through your eyes, it's commendable. And
Thank you.
And
Thank
I have
you.
waited my eternity to say this, that वाकई आप बेहद खूबसूरत हैं.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So, ma'am, my question is, you know, in India, authenticity paradox is something which is deeply rooted in our society, and women go through it on a daily basis. And I have seen you talking about imposter syndrome on a daily basis, that you went through it. So, being a woman, I want to ask that how that thing confined you and how you tackle with it.
With my imposter syndrome?
Yes, ma'am, yes.
I just come in front of you and you make me feel loved and you make me feel that I must have done something right. And you have no idea what this means to me. Truly. Because I genuinely have this question all the time of, you know, पिछली बार fluke हो गया होगा, अब इस बार क्या करेंगे? And it's scared. I ask him.
Ask him
how
possible?
terrified I am. I'm terrified. Like, you know, even when the show was going to drop, I was like, when I met some of the journos and they'd seen just 2-3 episodes, I was like, अब यहीं छोड़ देते ना? सब लोगों ने देख लिया ये. Everybody likes it. Very nice, very nice. Now just leave it here. Now don't watch the show, because I didn't know how Vartika was going to land. But I'll tell you what, I want to I want to tell you that, you've got to do it yourself and you've got to love yourself and you have to trust yourself, which you must. But you need a very strong support system around you who will remind you when you don't feel worthy that you are worthy. And I have my girl gang, I have my team, and every time I'm in doubt, which is almost all the time, there is someone who says, you got this, or rather, we got you.
Whenever you're in doubt, come over to Sahitya.
Yes.
Look at this.
Yes.
Yes, the gentleman there, the cap, yes. I'll come to you next. Yeah.
Shefali ma'am, I really appreciate your work.
Sorry,
right?
can you keep the mic closer,
I really
please?
appreciate your work right from Satya, from Vakt, till Dil Dhadakne Do, Darlings. The question I have is, right in the climax of the series, Vartika says to Neeti, when she sees the adoption form, that this is the most selfless and selfish thing that you can ever do. So I get the selfless part. What was the selfish part? Because Neeti was alone, was lonely. That is why she's adopting.
What is the selfish part?
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm glad you asked this question because yes, it was a line in the show, but I genuinely believe that being a parent is the most selfish and selfless thing you will ever do. When my kids were growing up and I was like, I have to be there every day. And somebody said, why don't you keep help? And I realized that my kids will be okay. I won't be okay. And the kind of ego boost that comes from knowing that somebody loves you and trusts you and is ready to give their entire life in your hands. It is very selfish. And you have kids because you feel, oh, I want to have the child. So it is the most selfish thing to do, trust me. And of course, selfless because, that's what children do. I'm sorry, but they're quite,
The next question there, I'll come to you also. The third row there, the young girl, yeah.
या हेलो मैम मुझे अभी दिल्ली क्राइम के बारे में बात नहीं करना, सॉरी. मुझे आपसे आपकी एक मूवी है वंस अगेन और एक फिल्म है 3 of Us, उसके बारे में जानना है. मतलब आपका वो जर्नी कैसा था, क्योंकि उस टाइम पे मतलब उतने पहले उस टाइम की फिल्म करना इज बिट आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स. सो प्लीज लेट अस नो.
Once Again was done quite some time ago. And 3 of Us was, I think, exactly when we did Delhi Crime 2. So also that is some time ago. When I got offered 3 of Us, I felt so glad and almost relieved that somebody was offering me something which was not strong woman. Because that's the beauty of Shailaja. She's so fragile and she's so vulnerable and she's almost on breaking point, and that's her beauty. And a lot of times we mistake power as strength, but there's a lot of strength in vulnerability. There's a lot of beauty in vulnerability. And I was so glad I got to do it. Also, I'm a hardcore romantic. So 3 of Us, once again, loved it. Absolutely loved it. And I'm hoping that somebody makes some more romantic films.
No, I think, I'm sorry, but because there are a lot of questions, I think I'll have to go to the others as well.
बट ये उन सबके अच्छे के लिए है कि वो वंस अगेन मूवी देखेंगे इसको
But
सुनने के बाद.
I only don't know where it's showing.
Netflix.
She said
No,
it
it's
now.
not on
Now
Netflix
everyone will
anymore.
on Netflix
Everyone will
also.
Google it now, don't worry. Can we pass the mic to this woman in the second row, please? To this lady here, please. Yeah. We'll come to you. Ma'am, we have lots of time, don't worry.
हेलो मैम. सुबह से सिफाली मैम करते करते आज आ गई सामने.
Thank
तो
you.
बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. इन्होंने सही कहा, आप जैसी स्मार्ट और ब्यूटीफुल हो तो हो. मेरा क्वेश्चन ये था कि जब आप सपने में मिलती एक कुड़ी किया था आपने, एक चार्म लेडी की, और अभी ऐसी आयरन लेडी का जब रोल मिल रहा है कर रही हैं, तो कैसा लग रहा है? दोनों में आपको कौन सा रोल ज्यादा पसंद है, आयरन लेडी का या आपको वो चार्म सपने में मिलती है?
दोनों कैरेक्टर्स की अपनी खूबी है, बट आई लाइक टू बिलीव दैट आई हैव ग्रोन. तब तो समझ ही नहीं थी मैं क्या कर रही थी. बस कर लिया, हो गया. एंड आई वाज लकी टू बी अ पार्ट ऑफ अ फिल्म व्हिच इज अ कल्ट. एंड ऑफ कोर्स दिस legendary song. लेकिन I think जब वर्तिका का किरदार मुझे मिला, I think I kind of I like to believe I had grown. My ability to perceive and translate had become better. And आप उसे Iron Lady कहते हैं, but I don't see her as an Iron Lady. I think she's very sensitive. क्योंकि अगर उसको इतनी इंटेंसली हर इमोशन नहीं लगता तो इतनी इंटेंसली उसको फाइट करने की जरूरत भी नहीं पड़ती.
लेकिन आप दोनों में बखूबी फिट हो रही हो, ये बहुत
Thank
अच्छी
you.
बात है.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. We'll go to the lady there, please. Yes, there are two of them. Okay, yes.
Hi.
Go ahead, we can hear you. Yes.
Hi, Shefali. So, you've done some amazingly powerful roles and you have no idea how you have inspired women like me unknowingly. So, my question to you is, when you're playing such powerful roles, do you really feel empowered? If yes, how? If no, what does power mean to you personally?
No, there is no debate that these parts have given me a lot. Every time you do a part, it takes something out of you and it gives something back to you. And honestly, I realize the impact of it when I hear y'all talking about it. And I'm not saying this just because y'all are sitting in front of me. You know, it's always a third person's point of view. And when I pick a part, it's not with the intent of I'm going to impress or I'm going to, inspire. The thought is I'm going to be honest. That's what I'm going to be. And then it's for people to see and take what they take out of it. And of course, I think all of us are subconsciously, leaning towards parts which either who we want to be or either who we don't want to be at all. And we need to put it out there.
The gentleman in the first row, please. I'll come to you, don't worry. Okay.
Hello, good evening everyone. Myself, मैं खुद एक पुलिस ऑफिसर की बेटी हूँ. So I know about the crimes and the police scenario as well. मेरा क्वेश्चन आपकी, of course आपकी एक्टिंग बहुत बढ़िया होती है. Everything is so nice. सिर्फ एक क्वेश्चन है बहुत छोटा सा कि दिल्ली क्राइम एक हिंदी सीरियल है और आपका पूरा इंटरव्यू एंड एवरीथिंग सब कुछ इंग्लिश में, क्यों?
ये वाला इंटरव्यू?
जी.
Because we are talking in English over here.
No, I know.
अगर
You're talking in English.
अगर हमें बताया जाता,
हिंदी they'll answer in
अगर हमें बताया जाता,
आप अगर हिंदी में क्वेश्चन पूछते जो इंटरव्यू ले रहे हैं.
Ma'am, I'll tell you why. I'm a South Indian. I'm from Chennai. Simple. So I asked the question, they answered in English. As simple as that.
Okay.
You ask in Hindi, they'll answer in Hindi.
No, वो मुझे मालूम है. Definitely.
Yes. So
इतनी अच्छी
thank you
हिंदी
very
बोल
much.
रहे हैं वो उसमें.
So you've got your answer, ma'am.
नहीं, हम ACP वर्तिका को हिंदी में ही सुनना चाहना थे.
जी.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Yes.
Shefali ma'am, you have played one of the strongest characters in the recent times. I'm a huge fan of DCP Vartika Chaturvedi. I'm myself preparing for civil services, and now when somebody asks me what kind of civil servant you want to be, and I say DCP Vartika Chaturvedi.
Oh my God, thank you.
You have played a very strong character.
Thank you. I can't tell you what this means to me. I'm getting goosebumps.
Yeah, truly. So my question is inspired from Rasika ma'am's character. I want to ask both of you that how is that really so difficult to manage the professional life and the personal life the character has played? Thank you.
You're an expert on this one, so I would pass on the question to you. But I mean, it's different for different people. Some people have good support systems, so things become easier for them. I've been fortunate to have one, so in my professional and personal life, I have not found it very hard to navigate it at all. But yes, the expectation from women who are working seems to be that they will manage everything at home also and they will manage everything at work also. And the concept of the superwoman is so glorified these days that it's very hard on women. And I think it's just a patriarchal world just using a convenient word to make women work more. But actually the truth should be that there should be equal responsibility on both fronts. Yeah.
Very true. Yeah, go ahead there, the young girl. Yeah, both of you.
Hey, good evening everyone. So my question is to Shefali ma'am and Rasika ma'am, both of you. So doing all of these roles that you have done in your previous movies and then in Delhi Crimes, it is a very strong set of emotions that you need to enact on the screen, right? So out of all of those emotions, do you feel that something stays with you after some point? Or is it like you have to let go of each and every emotion that you've carried out in order to do justice to that role, and then you just have to let that go completely? Or you, like, some of them stays with you for the other roles also?
I mean, you're meant to be affected by the work you do, is my belief. I want to be affected by the material that I am acting with. And very often the experience is not so tangible. आपको ये पूरे तरीके से समझ नहीं आता कि इस कैरेक्टर से, कि इस सीन से, इस मोमेंट से ये इफेक्ट मुझ पर हुआ और ये रह गया और अब मैंने इसको छोड़ दिया है. ये चीजें इतनी टैंजिबल नहीं होती. उनकी खूबसूरती यही है कि दे आर फेल्ट, एक्सपीरियंस्ड एंड दे आर subliminal. So you can't really put a finger on what you experienced while doing a scene. मेरा मानना है that any scene that you play out in your life, any moment that you felt you were really involved in and you were there, is something that happened to you. It's become like something that has happened to you, and it might stay with you in a special way. It might stay for a long time. It might not. It might come back to you after many months. You don't have so much control over it, and that's the beauty of it.
Okay, we have time for one final question. I'll come to this lady here. Please, we'll get a mic to her. Yes, ma'am, go ahead.
Hello, ma'am. शिफाली मैम, मेरे पास वर्ड्स नहीं है. हसरतें तब से लेके आज तक आपने बिल्कुल, आप वैसे ही हो. एंड थैंक यू सो मच. आपसे बहुत बहुत सीखने को मिल रहा है. और मैं आपसे अभी दिल्ली क्राइम की सबने बहुत बातें कर ली. मैंने कल ही ये सीरीज खत्म किया क्योंकि आज मुझे आपसे मिलना था. और तो मैंने कहा ये फुल फिनिश करके ही आज मिलने जाऊंगी. इट वॉज अमेजिंग, अमेजिंग. और दिल्ली के बहुत एक्टर्स थे. थैंक यू सो मच. हम भी उन्हीं में से ही हैं. तो बहुत मजा आया. मैं आपसे बस ये पूछना चाहूंगी कि आपकी एक छोटी सी आपकी फिल्म थी, शॉर्ट फिल्म यूट्यूब पर, हैप्पी बर्थडे मम्मी जी. तो क्या आप सच में अपनी इस सारी लाइफ से, जितना आप बहुत बिजी हैं, तो क्या सच में वो सच में आप वो करना चाहती थी कि हाँ मेरे को इन सब से कुछ टाइम के लिए एक ब्रेक मिले?
वो फिल्म मैंने कोविड के वक्त लिखी थी और डायरेक्ट किया था. अब मुझे आप लोग सब सच सच एक जवाब दीजिए. कोविड के वक्त वो पहला हफ्ता हनीमून पीरियड था जब सब लोग घर के अंदर होते थे, और फिर ऐसा आप लोगों को नहीं लगा अरे यार आई विश आई वाज इन अ प्लेस वेयर देयर वाज फूड एंड अ स्विमिंग पूल?
करेक्ट.
So that's exactly how I also felt, because initially बहुत सब साथ में हैं and it's lovely, but after a point of time you start getting, you need space. और जब मेरे घर पे मुझे realize होने लगा कि हमारे पास we have a separate room for the children or for my mother-in-law. बट कई घरों में सिर्फ 2 बेडरूम के घर में इतने सारे लोग होते हैं, एंड इट कैन गेट वेरी वेरी क्लॉस्ट्रोफोबिक एंड एग्जॉस्टिंग, एंड पर्टिकुलरली फॉर विमेन. सो दैट नीड टू टेक अ हॉलीडे, एंड ना सिर्फ कोविड के वक्त, इवन अदरवाइज ऐसा नहीं लगता कि आई वांट टू लीव एवरीथिंग एंड आई वांट टू गो ऑन अ छुट्टी. आई डोंट वांट टू डू इट एनी मोर. And like Rasika said, इतना glorify किया गया है ना, अरे you're a brilliant wife, you're a brilliant mother. I don't want to be. I just want to be myself. Please, can I do that for 2 days?
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was thinking, and that's exactly what she was thinking.
उसमें मैम आप लगे हो. Yes. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I see a lot of hands, but I've completely run out of time. My apologies. I'm so sorry. There's already someone here with a mic, so I'll just go ahead and let her.
Hello. Missing this side. Ma'am,
Yeah.
can you please perform on Dil Dhadakne Do? Shefali ma'am.
I can do what?
So I want you to dance to the song and then
No, Vartika doesn't dance and all that, yeah? There's no way in hell she's going to dance.
Shefali Shah too.
No chance. No chance. Thank you very much. It shows me how much you love the song and whatever, but I'm not going to dance.
I've run out of time. I'm sorry. We'll leave it there because I have very little time. Just quickly, to everyone who's here with me on the stage, if there's one takeaway that you want people to take from Delhi Crime Season 3? What is that in one sentence? Each of you. Tanuj first.
Mostly keep your eyes open when you're in the streets. Look around you. There are women who are have stories they haven't told, and I hope you take away hope from this show.
Rasika?
I think hope. That's what Ummeed is what the show ends on, and that's what I'd like people to take away from.
And finally, Shefali.
Yeah, I agree. It's hope, and it is, things are happening around us. We just need to keep our antennas up. We're so busy in our own lives, and it's only fair. But if we are a little more aware of what is happening around us, we might be able to catch something that's not correct, and maybe do it in your own way, correct it in your own way, or help someone in your own way.
Season 3 is just dropped, but are we already hoping for Season 4? Yeah? Are we getting a Season 4? Who can answer that for me? Tanuj?
You never know. If you want a Season 4, I would say tell them online. Put it online.
All right. Thank you so much. A big round of applause, please.
Thank
for
you.
Shefali Shah,
Thank you
Rasika
so much.
Dugal, and Tanuj Chopra for joining us
Thank
here.
you. Thank you,
at
everybody,
Sahitya OTT. Big
for
round of
watching our
applause,
show.
please, for all three. Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching our show.
Thank you, Shefali. You were wonderful. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you, Akshata. Thank you, Tanay.